Well, this is one that I diagnosed the other day. This is a 2013 BMW X5 with a twin scroll inline 6 setup. And this came in with cylinders 1 through 6 misfiring, as well as mass airflow issues, because whoever installed the mass airflow last had the gasket pinched. And also this had a glowing catalytic converter. You see the cat right there on the ground? Look how white and smoked that cat is. Yeah. Cylinder 4 had to be replaced. Cylinder 6 injector had to be replaced. They had to be coated. They were overfueling. It was a mess, but now it's all back together and it's all running. And you know, I diagnosed it. Other people did the work, and here we are, put back together. And now the vehicle is running pretty good for the guy. He wants to do a valve cover reseal next. That's on them. That's not me. I don't need to diagnose that. And yeah, so far so good. Really, I informed that these are the old style BMW injectors. These, you should replace all 6 of them. But even on the aftermarket side, they're like $300 a piece. So cylinder 4 doing the deactivation test didn't change the RPM while it was running, and cylinder 6 changed a little, but not like it should have. So this particular job with a catalytic converter, 2 injectors, the amount of labor and stuff involved, plus a valve cover reseal, you're talking close to $4 grand, because everything is just extremely expensive on this setup, and it's just a very, very expensive job. When you start working on these European vehicles and you realize how much they are and how much they cost to fix, then you realize you really don't want one. They're awesome vehicles, but they just cost an arm and a leg. And I'm in the business of taking people's money for repairs, and that's what I'll continue to do, but I will advise them heavily that these are not very efficient vehicles at all. They just really aren't. And that's where we're at with this, is you know, catalytic converter, you know, $1,400, 2 injectors, you know, $300 and some odd a piece for the injectors. Plus you're talking couple hours labor to install both the injectors and clean everything out, plus new seals for the injectors. And then you're talking another 2 or 3 hours, maybe close to 4 hours, to remove the knuckle assembly over here, CV axle out of it, removing the CV axle housing, and then removing the motor mount, jacking up the engine, taking the band clamp and stuff off for the catalytic converter, replacing all that, making sure you got to put 2 new O2 sensors in it as well. It's a mess, and now it's running good all this time later. So that was not an easy Diag, but it was a Diag. It was fairly quick for me. It had been to multiple other shops, and they put plugs and wires and stuff, or plugs and coils and stuff in it, and they couldn't fix the vehicle. They charged the customer a bunch of money, and it didn't fix anything. This here is a 2008 Mercedes GL350. Look up here and see. ML350. Sorry, got my glasses wrong. Mercedes ML350, and these have a problem with setting a P2004 code, and that correlates to intake manifold runner control. And see this here? It snaps off. It snaps off of there. And it sets a P2004 code, and you could have some drivability concerns, some power concerns. And you can get them aftermarket, or you get them from the dealer. If you get them from the dealer, they have the updated ones where the metal, the linkages and stuff back there is all metal. You see where that one snapped off when I was showing you. This one here, we can't get the metal one, so we had to go back with the aftermarket one that has all the plastic, because they don't have another metal one available right now. So yeah, that's needed a new intake manifold, and this needed a new AC compressor. Very, 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 very expensive work. Very expensive work. But it is what it is. This is what people like to drive, and you know, I like how high the hood goes up. I guess that's the only real solid benefit to it, but that's the gist of it. Just for reference how terrible the Mercedes intake manifolds are, there's one that's broken in the junk pile, there's one that's broken in the junk pile, there's one that's broken. There are just piles. There's another one right there that's broken. Piles of those intake manifolds, just absolute junk. There's another one on the top of that garbage can. It's broken. They're terrible. They're trash. I'm enjoying my time off, don't get me wrong, healing, going to physical therapy and stuff like that. In the meantime, being able to keep up with the YouTube content by helping my buddy out helps me keep up the content, so I keep up the channel views and the revenue and stuff like that, keep everybody happy, keep myself happy, and give people more than just Ford. And in the meantime, you get to kind of learn how a lot of stuff is done. Now, mind you, I've taken all my Diag skills that I've had over the years from working on heavy-duty trucks and Fords and Chevys and stuff, and applied them the same way with no formal training to BMWs, Jaguars, Porsches, and Mercedes. And I've been 100% successful in finding the problem. It all applies. It's all nuts and bolts, and you can do it. You really can. You don't have to be scared. Appreciate y'all. Be blessed. I love you. Thanks for supporting the channel. And things will normalize soon. It's just a matter of me trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. Take care.